Hey kids, this is Matt. I'm doing a report on the Colbert Report. Okay, on funny man Stephen Colbert. Now he's hosting late night TV, but he used to be so much fun. I mean, look at him, a general under Obama's orders, giving him a haircut, making fun of men, making fun of girls and women. I mean, the guy had no bounds, making fun of gay men to make fun of women. Making fun of an easy religion to make fun of, Scientology. Making fun of one that could, making fun of the people who think Muslims are dangerous, but, Sharknadoes, legislation. I mean, the guy was all over the place. Meth addiction, why not? He had an incredible wide and apparently white range, but also in this case making fun of, black stereotypes, Mexican stereotypes, making fun of a Mexican who isn't, making fun of royalty. But then he went to late night, and this happened. Trump. Check this out. The Atlantic says Trump beat Colbert at his own game. What? Now, if you look at the lady who wrote the article and look up her other articles, you will see a certain trend forming here. But the Atlantic is left. There's no doubt about it. They've never made any qualms about it. Really, it's not like, well, we're a fair and independent journalist. No, it's the Atlantic. They don't care. And they're not like hyper left. They're kind of like, Sargon of Akkad left, maybe. And they've been getting way more left, also into progressive, regressive land, that kind of thing. But for the most part, having a left magazine tell Colbert that, dude, you blew it. Trump beat you, man. I mean, that's gotta be like a big stick up his butt, you know what I mean? Because here he is, he's Colbert. He's East Coast Ivy League educated. Yeah, I'm so smart, ivory tower kind of guy, which a lot of these late night comedian folks are. Watch The Simpsons on this, by the way. Any episode they have making fun of these guys, which there are plenty, they think they're above you. And surely Colbert thinks he's above Trump. Unless, of course, if he read that article. No, a lot of people were saying it. It wasn't just the lady from the Atlantic. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name, ma'am. But honestly, I don't think that was necessarily the whole thing. So let's give you the full Colbert report here. Where are we today? Obviously, he's doing late night television. And like everyone else on late night television, every monologue is Trump. Every interview, I'd say about 3/4 of them include something bagging on Trump. As a matter of fact, if the Election Commission were to actually take a look at this, they should pull for equality, because right now NBC, ABC, CBS on all of their late night shows are pretty much campaigning for the Democrats. The CNN, MSNBC, especially those two, are campaigning for the Democrats. However, there is Fox, so I think we all understand that cable news is biased. However, the main channels are supposed to remain unbiased. So there is a bit of a mad idea for you right there. Donald Trump. Think about it. Just possibly send the FCC over there to explain to them that if you put enough negative press in from your talk shows, you are no longer doing freedom of speech, but you're actually in violation of campaign rules. Pretty simple. But we'll go the step further here, because that isn't really what bugs me. What? Yeah, seriously. There is something that actually bugs me about bad comedy, and that is what's going on. You see, comedy isn't a tool for social justice, and it can be beautiful and make fat girls feel good about themselves. No, it can't. It's always going to make fat girls feel bad about themselves. If you're a good comedian, you're probably going to make someone feel bad about themselves, even if it's something they can't control. Sorry about that, guys, but it's true. Plenty of black comedians would probably make me feel bad for being white. There are probably some women comedians who make me feel bad for being male. There are male comedians who might make you feel bad for being women or gay or whatever, you know, Asian. I know I've seen comedians, strangely, more black comedians than anyone have bagged on Asians, but you get the point. Part of comedy is taking something that is bad or situational or observational and making something funny out of it. Now, if you watch any comedic sketch or any TV show, there are variations and themes that run through. Now, the Colbert Report always had a lot of political and social themes. There were a large number of interviews with authors of the time, congressmen of the time, congresswomen of the time, state representatives, governors. I mean, a whole smorgasbord of things, right? This is what great political comedy looked like. If you want to see great political comedy, go to Comedy Central, pull up the old Colbert Report, because beyond everything else, it wasn't like Jon Stewart where it's like, I'm Jon Stewart and I'm a self-important asshole. It was Colbert playing a character that he made that just happened to share his name. And he went through all sorts of, splendid different transformations. He never had that I'm higher than you thing. He brought you into it. And that's another great thing about comedy. It brings you in. It makes you a part of it. The best comedy, even if it occasionally oh, crap, I'm a white dude, and you totally jab me right there in my whiteness, Even if it does that, it still can bring you in. There are comedians who are brilliant at it. I can't think of any offhand, sorry, but I'm hearing stuff going on around the house, and it's like, would everyone just calm the freak down? I'm doing this in the middle of the night. But no, I don't get that kind of luck. So anyway, so the ability to draw you in, Colbert had it. He had facial expressions. He had enthusiasm. He could do the reporter. He could do everything about the show. Now, things have changed. What he's doing now is kind of that patronizing, sulking, I'm trying to be funny, and every once in a while he breaks into old Colbert, but it's kind of lifeless now. He has lost his touch because of his emotional center being off. And it is, in large part, Trump derangement syndrome. He could not handle the loss. He is on Trump constantly, which brings us actually to another point, but this consistent obsessive quality is no longer funny to watch. It's kind of pathetic. And even the live audiences recognize it. You see them, and actually a lot of times you don't see them, but it sounds laugh-tracked now. After 2 flippin' years of it, though, jeez. Every once in a while Trump will say something even beyond the normal par of Trumpism. But that gets me to the next thing. You need to have a certain shock value and novelty. 2 years of Trump jokes offers almost 0 shock value and completely no novelty. And it's like, Steven, you're boring us to death with your monologue. Or Seth, stop it. Jimmy, what are you doing to us? Honestly, I've watched more Colbert than the others because I prefer him. Or did. I'm not really watching him anymore. I pick up every once in a while, and here's Colbert with Neil deGrasse Tyson. That was brilliant, by the way. Of course, Dr. Tyson is fun to watch. He's a fun guy. and they were doing something that Stephen found fun. And that's really the sad part here. I don't think he enjoys his job anymore. It is just that. It's like, you are the head of the best show, and you're not having fun with it. You don't... You're going to be doing a cartoon show against a Trump cartoon. Stephen, how do I put this? It's kind of the mad idea for you. Simply put, you have like a teenage girl when they're on the cell phone too much and everyone's hating on each other and they start getting depressed. You need to get off your phone call, your internet, social media crap of Donald Trump. I mean, it's simple. As a matter of fact, all the late night shows would probably benefit from it. And honestly, the market's getting so saturated, it looks like a media conspiracy, which is one of those things people really hate. I mean, think about how many media companies own other media companies, little things like that. And one of the things everyone was worried about was that the media companies would try and control everyone through the media. And it's kind of like the idea of the harder you squeeze, the more likely things are ready to spray out. Why do you think alt-right media's... Actually, it's not even alt-right. I mean, some of these guys I've seen that are labeled alt-right are actually quite centrist. I mean, they want free speech. They want to be judged as people. They want other people to be judged as people. You know, they want people's actions. They use evidence, weird little things like that. It's not histrionics. Like, holy crap. They must be Nazis! Ah! No, they're not flipping Nazis. They're just average dudes. And honestly, you know, you scream racist enough, it loses its feeling. And you see all this crap, and it's just like, dude, Colbert, you are handing the midterm election to the Republicans. You might as well, though, since apparently you gave Trump the presidency. Oh! Anyway, I hope this is just my insights on the media. Honestly, I have no solution to this. I mean, what solution is there? Giving them some preparation H to take care of their butt hurt? Honestly, I got nothing else. Thanks for watching, my friends. Stay back.